This. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Compensation Education. First of all, let me start off by saying thank you to Amy, Becky, and Monica for putting together this presentation. You guys know this was something that we did for our last Miami Super Saturday, and we got rave reviews about the content, the length, the inspiration, the message behind the presentation. And so we wanted to recreate this for you guys, the ones that made it happen in the month of July, that earned Success Club, or even earned Success Club in the first 15 days of August. So congratulations to you. We are so excited to be here. And because I think it took us almost 2 hours to get through this at Super Saturday, we're jumping straight in, and I'm going to share my screen. Here we go, and play. All right, so you guys know who we are, and I didn't change the slides whatsoever, so it still says Super Saturday, but just go with it. Let's start off by saying that this presentation obviously is being recorded and shared into this group. Please don't download it. We will share the unlisted link for this presentation so that you can share with your coaches. However, and I'm asking you this because many of us have shared our incomes in this presentation, that this is not shared with anyone that is not a Diesel Nation coach, and that you guys understand that protecting our compensation plan is our #1 priority. Our industry, the network marketing industry, direct sales industry, is a very highly regulated industry. We are being watched. When we talk about income, when we post about our income, when we share about how amazing this opportunity is for us. And that is why Beachbody requires us to put this legal disclaimer anytime we drop any numbers or any indication of what our income is. And so I wanted to put it right up at the beginning of this presentation so that you guys understand that nothing that we share here, or even nothing that we share or do as coaches, guarantees anything, right? This is an informational session, one that we hope will inspire you to see this opportunity in a brand new light, because some of you are brand new coaches, some of you have been around for a while, some of you are already making substantial incomes with this opportunity. We want you to see the big picture at all levels, and I think it's important that you do that you understand that what you are a part of not only creates an impact in your life and the lives of those around you, but it can create a really big impact in the families of the people that you touch with this opportunity, which in turn can really touch your family financially. And so I wanted to ask this question. In fact, I posted this on my social media the other day, and the Facebook post went nuts. Like, I did a post about the minimum wage in Florida. It got like 40 something shares, and I know it was coaches sharing it into their team pages, which was really, really cool. But I did this at Super Saturday because when I did the math, my jaw dropped to the floor of how just one sale, one connection to someone that you love with our products can really, really like open your eyes to this opportunity. So, I can't see the Facebook Live right now, but if you guys had a guess as to what the minimum wage in Florida is, drop it in the comments. Some of you know because I posted it already, but it's insane, you guys. Check this out. $8.25. And then I saw Danielle McKean do a similar post, and she did the minimum wage in South Carolina or North Carolina, and it was like $7.50. Like, it was even lower than it is in Florida. And it really, really makes you think when you see this, that 6.6 hours of minimum wage work in Florida is the equivalent as selling one Lift 4 BOD Shakeology Challenge Pack. Many of you did that today. Many of you did that yesterday. Many of you did that last month. You sold at least 3, right? And look at what you could earn with this opportunity selling one challenge pack, as opposed to 6.6 hours of work outside of your home, away from your kids, away from your family. Now, I understand that many of you are professionals. Many of you already earn good incomes with your jobs. But this is an eye-opener for this opportunity. Think of all the people that you see, know, or could benefit from something like this. I mean, I know so many people that work odd jobs on Saturdays and Sundays away from their kids when they can just work on themselves, start a challenge group, and make the same income, not even leaving the comfort of their house or their kids or their husbands or wives or partners or whatever, right? So we wanted to draw that to your attention because it's a great way of positioning this opportunity. And so as we get into the meat of this, we're going to do some kind of overview things and then really get into the nitty gritty. But I think it's important that you guys understand how our comp plan is different from others before we start talking numbers and giving you the, what is a team cycle and what is commission, what is retail, what is that, this, that, and the other, because a lot of times you hear, right, once you get into the industry, once you become a coach, about that compensation plan or that compensation plan, and how, that person just signed up in some other company and made $500 in 1 week. Like, how does that happen? And so I wanted to draw your attention and highlight the differences between what our compensation plan does as opposed to other ones, and why I think, in my humble opinion, it's the best compensation plan out there. The first one is, you guys know this, there's a minimal startup cost and monthly fee. Like, your startup cost is something you consume, right? It's your challenge pack. It's, your BOD subscription, your Shakeology, and your performance supplements, right? It's what you are going to consume the month you sign up, and then what you're going to consume every month thereafter, plus a very minimal $15.95 business fee. We talk about this in our coaching sneak peeks that, consider it our monthly overhead to run our business, where they give us a coach online office, the My Challenge Tracker app. They give us all these resources for $15.95. We don't carry inventory, none of that stuff. So to me, it's a drop in the bucket. If you were to open a traditional business, overhead could be in the thousands upon thousands of dollars just to get into profit zone in a traditional business. You would literally have to, I can't even fathom that, right? It's so different from what we do. So $15.95 is our monthly fee. You get company generated leads, right? Once you become an Emerald coach that hits Success Club, Beachbody is the only that I know network marketing company that generates leads on its own through its social media channels. It used to be the infomercial business, and gives us those leads, right? The coaches that are making moves, that are hitting Success Club, that are advancing in rank, get these leads every single month. You get paid on all levels. Now this one, you'll start to see what this means as we progress into this presentation, but in a lot of compensation plans of other companies, you get capped at 3 levels down. So for instance, Becky is my coach, right? So Becky's at the top, and then here I am, and then here's Monica, right? So it's Becky, me, Monica, and let's just say for Pete's sake that Amy is under Monica. She's not, but if we were there, if in another network marketing company, Becky would not get paid on Amy's work as a coach, right? All the amazing things that Amy does and all the amazing things that Amy's team does for Diesel Nation, Becky wouldn't get paid on that. She would only get paid on what I do and what Monica does, just as an example, right? So in Beachbody, you can be the top of your organization, right? The Becky's the top of our organization. There could be a coach, and in fact, I see it when I log into my back office, 100 levels down, right? 95 levels down, and I'm seeing the volume from that coach reflected in my paycheck. Now, that doesn't blow your mind. I don't know what will, right? That's a huge deal. All right, coaches, we only need to engage in simple daily activities. I know we like to overcomplicate things, and we like to make things all pretty and fluffy and pink and rainbows and butterflies, but really what we do is we sell challenge packs, start challenge groups, and recruit into the business, right? It is simple daily activities. Our compensation plan is sustainable versus quick money, right? When I started this slide, I said that you might see someone sign up at another company and make $500 in their first week, and they announce it, and that's great. And then 3 weeks later, do you hear from that person again? Likely not, right? Why? Because it's quick money based on recruiting numbers, right? You can get real excited about something and sign up 10 people right away, and then try to do that again the next week to keep that income. It's very, very difficult. In our business, you guys, and this is why I love our compensation plan. And in fact, if you haven't listened to this week's network, this week's, and this week is the week of August 20th, the National Wake Up Call, where Sammy Glonick talks about, you know, her 3-year mark into the business is where she started seeing that 6-figure income, 4 years into the business. Our business is one that it takes you a little bit of time to see those consistent $100, $200, $3,000, $4,000, $1,000 paycheck come in. But once they do, once they start coming in, while you see fluctuations up and down, they don't tank to zero. Right? So it's sustainable. There's levels, right? Once you get to that $100 mark, you'll go up and down around that 100, right? Every week. But it's very rare that you drop down to zero. Now, if you completely stop working and you walk away from your business, yes, those paychecks can start to dwindle because your team and the energy of your team requires that you pump into it. But we have a sustainable compensation plan, and to me, that is what I'm looking for, right? I want my paycheck every Thursday to hit my bank account. I don't want to see a big fat zero on Thursday. So in that same respect, we are backloaded instead of front loaded, right? If there's a compensation plan that pays you a whole lot of money because you recruit really fast at the beginning, that's a front loaded plan. In order to keep your income, it would require a whole lot of work every single week to make that happen. Our compensation plan requires some time. It requires recruiting. It requires an effort. And Michael Neiman said it best when he said, our compensation plan requires a lot of people doing a little bit of things, right? A lot of people doing a little bit of things. Those little bit of things are drinking Shakeology, pushing play, some people hitting Success Club, some people recruiting coaches onto their team and them growing their income, right? So it's a lot of people doing a little bit of things, but when you do that and can achieve that, and then you can achieve 2-star, 5-star, 10, 15-star, you start seeing those big bonuses. So we are a backloaded compensation plan that is sustainable. All right, Amy, your turn.
Okay, so Christy, I think you're gonna have to press the little dots as we go along. Thank you. So guys, in the live training, we had lots of teams here at Super Saturday, right? So I did go a bit more into my story, and I will minimize it and still plug it in a little bit here, but for time's sake, we really wanna just help you imagine. You know, a lot of times when we start talking numbers, if you're one of those people that say, numbers aren't my thing, that's cool. But you want to know what? You're a CEO and it needs to be your thing. So what thing can we do to kind of help you open your mind, to capture your attention, to make numbers exciting for you, is to really connect it to, and you guys know I'm a big Tony Robbins fan. I've studied neurolinguistic programming, NLP, and a lot of these things are really important for you to really connect and create that momentum within yourself to move forward towards these goals, is connecting your numbers, is connecting the vision that you have, your why, what this can do for you and your family, to actual dreams, visions, goals. And so sometimes, and I know this from personal experience, 7 years ago, I remember the day that I was running with my friend, and running because I kept saying no to Beachbody. I thought it was, not for me. And so I kept running and running. And it was in a very, very dark era in my life that I didn't even realize it was dark. I was in so much dark. But I remember thinking, well, you know what, Amy, this is what life is, so you better get used to it. You better learn how to smile through it. This is your life. You're not going to start over a new career now. All your experience that you've ever had is in accounting. This is it for you. And to imagine that girl, and I remember the neighborhood I was running through. I remember it was dark out because we ran before the sun was up. I remember that day to a T, that it was just the time that I can most clearly recall that I didn't have visions. I didn't have dreams. When somebody asked me, what are your goals or what are your dreams? I would laugh because that was laughable to me. Like, how about just make it through to tomorrow? How about just make it through to next paycheck? How about just make it through to the next FPL power payment? How about just survive? To thrive, that almost felt blasphemous to me. So if that's the place where you're at, that is okay, but it's time to shift. So we're going to go through a couple of things right now before we start digging into the nuts and bolts of our comp plan to kind of help spur your ideas, right? So the first thing that Chris already popped up once is a Shakeology. Sometimes we think, oh yeah, Shakeology, whatever. Guys, to me, Shakeology, and if you look at what it does for your clients and for the coaches around you, if you don't have clients, that are reaping the full benefits yet, Shakeology is not just the powder in the bag. Shakeology is not just weight loss. It's not just all the amazing health benefits it brings. It's us giving ourselves permission to take care of ourselves first. And lots of times it is that first thing that we do for ourselves that opens up that amazing can of worms. Can of worms doesn't sound right about now, but it opens up our eyes to the understanding of when we take the time to do something for ourselves. That's not being selfish. It's starting to treat ourselves so we can show up at our best game. Come here. Somebody's sneaking in. It's so we can show up in our best game for our kids. If we're always feeling tired, if we're always feeling run down, if we're always getting sick when the kids get sick. When I'm a single mom, if I get sick, when my kids get sick, it's not pretty. I need to take care of me. And Shakeology, don't pass that vision up as something that's like, oh yeah, pay for your own Shakeology. That is an upgrade on your life. That is an upgrade on your quality of living. And that is something that a lot of people would love to get. It was my very first goal when I first became a coach because I didn't understand, like, how could I afford this? I'm going through bankruptcy. I'm doing all these things. How can I spend this money on a shake for me? But I made it happen because I wanted it bad enough because I knew it was going to take me to that next level. Chris, the next one, gas and organic grocery delivery. I mean, these are just some ideas, but maybe you just need to put gas in your car. Maybe you want to go visit your family that lives out of town and you don't have the gas to do it. But if you put that extra $40 in your tank, you can have an awesome little road trip. Maybe that needs to be your starting goal. Maybe you want to have organic groceries. Maybe you need that extra time in the day that you keep trying to eat clean, but you keep running out of hours in the day. And so you keep calling Domino's. I know, they make it really easy. But you know what? Instacart is now just as easy. Yes, you have to pay a little bit more, but how cool is it when you start giving yourself this extra income that you can do things like that? How about a housekeeper? Do you really want to clean your house on the weekends, or would you love to be able to give that over to somebody else? How about when you want to do your hobbies? You have a race that you want to do. You want to, I don't know. I have athletic and adventurous things. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea. So think about what it is that you want to do. And if you have come to a place, and again, I was there, so I understand. And that's why I'm trying to cue you. I'm trying to spark that in your soul where you just think like, I don't have any goals. I don't know. I don't have any hobbies. I need you to take a trip back with me. Take a trip back to when you were 10 years old, when you were Angelina's age, and what you wanted for your 10-year-old birthday. Did you want a trampoline? I just got one for my 40th birthday. Do you want a trampoline? Do you want horseback riding? Like, do you want, there's so many things that we kind of shove out of our head when we get to that adult stage where we have to take care of everybody else. Bring it back to life. Like, you're meant to live this life and thrive, not just survive. You want to have a great time. You want to go outside on the trampoline and jump around with your kids and show them that you're fun. You're not just the cranky mom that always has to have more things on her to-do list, right? Babysitters and date nights. Obviously, I'm not married right now, but I tell you what, babysitters and date nights, I know my parents have a religious Saturday night date night, and they're going on their 50 years in 2 more years. And that is definitely something that helped them. Would that be something that helps your marriage, that helps your relationship? You can do these things with extra income. How about travel budgets and things, that create family memories outside of just the things? One of the favorite hashtags I like to use is create experiences, not things. Like, that is what fuels my fire. I'm not going to give away my book title, but I have a book title in the works, and it's going to be all about the experiences that I've had through my life. And like, at the end of the day, are your kids going to talk about which car you had? Or are they going to talk about that really cool trip that you guys all took? Christy and Becky just took this amazing trip to Italy over the summer, right? And how much do you think that their kids are going to remember that? I'm going to pause for 1 second. Yes? Yes, you can go to bed now. Okay, I love you. Tuition and extracurricular activities. Tonight, we're still in sleeping transition mode because we ran home from open house at my kids' school. And it's not just my kids' school, it's my kids' dream school. I might cry a little bit. I just made a post while we were opening up this call because when I got there, they have a note from the kids waiting for us. And the note from Angelina was just, "Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom. My teacher is awesome. My chair spins." She's 3rd grade. She likes spinning chairs. And the thing is that I know that my kids are in a school that's feeding their soul. Yeah, they're getting the academics, they're getting the sports, they're getting the arts, but they are getting an experience that they're not going to get anywhere outside of that particular school that I know best suits them. And it doesn't have to be that school. It can be whatever school is best for your children. But having the freedom and the opportunity to be able to make that decision is yours when you are able to open up your mind to the possibility of the income potential with this. I'm done crying. Freedom from debt. How many of you stay awake at night thinking about how much you owe, where the next gas payment's going to come from? Like, guys, you don't have to live that way. Your ticket out is here. Personal growth seminars. I've done lots of these the last 7 years, and they're wonderful because what do we all want to do? Again, we want to become amazing people. We want to be able to contribute. We want to be able to grow and be the best versions of ourselves. And that happens even more at an accelerated rate with our personal growth seminars. Tony Robbins, Danny Johnson, like all of these, they're amazing. Car payments, kids' college, like it starts going. Chris, we can pump through them because I don't want to take up too much time. Charitable contributions. It doesn't have to be just things for you. I know some of you, and I'm a giver too, but like some of you, that might be your sweet spot. Maybe you're financially set, but you really want to be able to give to a certain cause that's near and dear to your heart. You can do that. And on a max level, how cool is that? Retirement fund. If you love your job, you don't want to go anywhere, don't go anywhere. But have that you're sticking away just in case anything were to ever happen. You don't have to have that stress. There's so many opportunities here, guys. And the thing is that you really need to just open your mind to them. So this is an exercise here, again, going through these things and even looking further down the line, dependent care as our parents age, or, even our children, taking care of them however long we want to instead of however long we can afford to. Your dream home, your peace of mind. My life coach always takes me down when I say, okay, this is my goals, this is what I want. He makes me boil it down to the point of, but what does that really mean? A lot of times for me, it means freedom and security. I went through bankruptcy, I went through divorce, I went through foreclosure on my home, pulling my car out of my driveway from a repo. Like, I went through some stuff that I never want to go through again. So security to me is very high on my list. Freedom to me is very high on my list. I was cornered for a long time. Maybe you are too. And it doesn't have to be that way. But you know what? You got to put in the work, and you have to be a CEO. So you're in the right place tonight. Monica and Becky are going to dive in now to the nuts and bolts. So stay tuned in. When you catch yourself drifting, pull yourself back in and really connect to this as your ticket to whatever it is that your vision allows.
So before Becky takes over, I'm going to drop the bomb on them. I'm going to drop what's possible first, because Amy just painted an amazing picture of the things that are at your fingertips with this opportunity. But sometimes it's hard to see it. It's hard to understand it until someone shows you what they've done. And I hear a lot from a lot of you that are on our team. When I saw so-and-so's income is when I started working. When I saw your income is when I started working, because you guys can piece together that the four of us on this call are successful. You can piece that together. You can understand that we no longer are working in our 9-to-5 jobs. We go on vacations. We're able to travel with Beachbody. We're able to do all these things. So I understand that you guys understand that the opportunity is real, right? But I want to show you in numbers how the opportunity can grow for you when you allow the vision, the power of the opportunity to work in your favor, but that means you have to work, right? And so I'm going to walk you through my business. I'm going to walk you through every year of my business and how this opportunity has completely changed our lives to correspond not only just the income, but with the activities that I accomplished each year. And I'm going to beg each and every single one of you, do not screenshot this, whether it's live or later on, and share it. Danny and I are very, very protective of our income for a lot of reasons. We don't like to share it publicly. We share it, and we decided it was okay to share it at Super Saturday and with you guys, because you do need to see it. You do need to see it from the leaders of your team and not just from other leaders in the network. And so here we go. I signed up actually on Thursday is my 8-year Beachbody anniversary, August 23rd. And so on August 23rd, I signed up. Between August 23rd and December 31st, I made $960.70. That's enough to get your $10.99 at the end of the year. In that year, I went Emeralds after a few months of like lingering as a discount coach, and I signed up Danny, right? So I went Emerald because I signed up Danny, and then is actually Vanessa Casulo was one of my first coaches. So I achieved Emerald that year. In my second year as a coach, and please understand that this was the time where I was a baby lawyer. I had Marley and DJ at home. They were babies. And so life was really chaotic. But at this point, I had attended Super Saturday. I had started learning the business. Becky and I started trying to figure this out. I think it was around this time that we started hosting team calls. Like, I think people need to hear from us. I don't know. What is this thing? I'm not quite sure, but let's figure this out and let's do it. And so in year 2, I was actually Cinco de Mayo, of course, you know, me and my love for Mexican food. I went diamond on Cinco de Mayo, 2011. And I also advanced Danny's business center to diamond. In year 3, my total income for that entire year was $61,000, almost $62,000. And this is what happened in that year. My first CBC, I advanced it to 3-star diamond. Danny's CBC was a diamond. I opened my second CBC, which when you see the income jump there, you understand in numbers now how important that second CBC is. And we're going to talk a little bit later as we start getting more heavy into the aspects of Team Cycle Bonus, advanced placement, secondary business centers, why that is. It is so important that you have the secondary business center as one of your goals, right? So that means not only are you recruiting into the business, but that you're leading your team to recruit into the business so that they advance as well. I started participating because I was a 2-star diamond in the leadership bonus pool. So you see that as a part of my income, and it was the first year that I achieved elite. And so it was, now I'm starting to understand, okay, the elite recognition program creates, for in my head, and I love the elite program because it keeps me on my toes, right? I have to bring new coaches into my business every year. I have to help them advance. I have to keep doing these key markers, key activities, which actually Monica's going to talk about, that are extremely important in keeping that ball rolling for you and for your income. Now we experienced the 6-figure jump in year 4, and we earned $123,000 that year. Now my first CBC is a 6-star. Danny is still a diamond coach. And by the way, still a diamond coach 8 years later, but I'll share the power of the spouse CBC and why that's so important. My second CBC is now a diamond coach, again participating in the leadership bonus pool, now at the 5-star level. So that means every quarter I'm getting a bonus, and that's what they are, a bonus of about $2,000 to $3,000. And again, an elite coach. And so because the year prior I was an elite coach, I am getting a monthly bonus of $500 every single month. And there's an income disclaimer. Year 5. So this was the year that I retired from the practice of law, $406,000 that year. First CBC is an 8-star, Danny Diamond. Second CBC is a 2-star. And now I get my third CBC this year, you guys. And so when you start seeing these big, ginormous income, it's because not only am I running my business from the top, right, top down, but I am in my downline. Now I'm in my downline 2 times, in my second CBC and in my third CBC. So that means I now have the opportunity to almost control my income, right? Not totally. I still need coaches. I need my coaches to hit Success Club. I need my coaches to sponsor coaches. I need leaders to emerge. And of course, now by year 5, all of our leaders are starting to really emerge. Year 5 and year 6, we had an amazing growth of elite coaches. We had the 21-day fix and all that happened after that. So I'll tell you that product launches are incredibly important for income growth. Who can't wait for what is it, pumpkin spice Shakeology in October? I'm like, come and get it. I'm so excited about that. But you guys, the advanced placement of secondary and third business centers or fourth business centers is something that a leader should be looking towards in order to achieve that income growth. Again, leadership bonus pool and achieving elite. So in year 6, now I'm home with the babies, and we have a killer year of elite growth in our team. I think this was the year that we had 25 elite coaches in the downline. It was just phenomenal growth, right? The trajectory of the business was incredibly strong in year 6, and so we achieved 11-star diamond. I remember achieving that. When Becky and I achieved 10-star together, and then it was like 11-star around the time of Summit. I remember that. I did it with Shay Stanford. You just never forget those moments. And then you have Danny, still a diamond coach, and I'm starting to advance the secondary business centers past that diamond level, right? So that means I'm really digging in, really trying to advance leadership in the downline, in my PS downline. And I, at this point, have PS coaches. I mean, I had PS coaches leave their jobs before I did. Monica left hers before I did. Claudia Diago left before I did. Like, now we have leadership starting to emerge. We have the leadership bonus pool and elite coach. So in year 7, we broke 7 figures in our business. And here is where we, as a team, accomplished Superstar Diamond. So of course, a chunk of the income that year were the big Superstar Diamond bonus pool. We got those 4 times that year. Danny's still a diamond, but now I am advanced placing my 4th business center, if you can see that, in his weak leg. So now I have myself in my husband's weak leg. He says he doesn't have a weak leg. That was a joke at Super Saturday. So I had to share it now. But he's there, and his weak leg now has me in his downline. So we're pumping volume into his account. Again, leadership bonus pool, we earned the $1 Million Club that year, and I'm an elite coach. Year 8, which was last year, was they call it the soft year, but obviously wasn't so soft in terms of income because I kept grinding, right? I kept my hat on. I kept my worker bee hat on. I kept bringing in amazing coaches into the team, and it pretty much mirrored that of year 7. I am now staring down the barrel of advancements in my 4th CBC. I have goals of having that 5th CBC. And this is the power of the opportunity, guys. If this didn't open your eyes, it didn't open your heart to how this could affect your family, then I don't know what will. Understand that there's nothing that you can't do to achieve. Like you can do this too, right? But it takes sheer will, consistency, getting over your damn self, working every single day, growing yourself, learning how to lead, which is a skill that can be developed. And you guys, I hope that this really did open your eyes to the possibilities that you can achieve as well. Core business activities. Monica, you want to handle these?
Say it again?
Huh?
Got me off guard.
Sorry.
I feel like I'm in class and teacher's like, hey, you, not paying attention.
Socratic method.
All right. Okay, core business activities resulting in income growth. Okay, so what are the things that we're doing to see the business start to grow? Okay, Success Club. We know that, right, guys? We talk about it all the time. It's something that Christina kind of raised me in the business, saying to me, if you aren't hitting Success Club, you really aren't building a business. Because at the end of the day, our job is to get out there and help people. And Success Club is the measure of how we're out there helping people, right? Okay, so that's one thing. But then second is recruiting. Are we doing that, bringing people in, getting them to fall in love with, taking care of themselves, or, doing the workouts, drinking Shakeology, following the meal plans, and then getting out there and sharing it and recruiting new coaches and getting them to get going. So that's really, really important too. I think in the beginning, when you're first growing your business, you get so caught up in hitting Success Club that you forget to take that shift and recruit new coaches and invite people. When I started growing my business and I would forget to do this part of my business, or at least it wasn't the part that I felt that I was good at, someone used to say to me, it's like going to have dinner and someone not offering you dessert. Aren't you offended if someone doesn't offer you dessert? Like, hey, maybe I want a dessert. Maybe I want a coffee. It's kind of like that challenger in your groups right now that you are not offering the business opportunity to. They see you doing it. They know it's something they can do, but you haven't yet offered it. So get out there and really, sink into your groups and get people to fall in love with the process and then take it to the next step. Then duplication. That's important. Make sure that all the things that you're doing, not only is it easy to duplicate for your team of coaches that are following you, but also that you are voicing it. You're sharing. You're not just being this hermit coach doing all this stuff behind the scenes, but not putting it out there for your team to see as you start to grow your team. And that's really important as well. Rank advancements. This is important. If you don't have a goal that you are striving for at all times in your business, then you are going to be throwing spaghetti at the wall, just hoping one day that something sticks. And this is something coming from someone who is a habitual spaghetti thrower, because I was never good at goal setting. It actually used to give me anxiety to think about all the things that I wanted and not knowing how to take those small steps. But when I started to set goals, I knew where I was going and I intentionally worked towards it. And it's just this big mind shift that if you're not careful, you can find yourself just off with the wind. And next thing you know, so much as time has passed and you haven't really rank advanced your business forward. Learning the comp plan. Christina and I talk about it all the time. If you don't know it, you can't grow it. I hear coaches all the time say, oh, I got paid X amount of dollars today. And then I ask them, really, how much of that was residual income? How much was commission, retail commission? I have no idea. They're getting paid and they have no idea where the money's coming from. This is a big problem if you're out there saying to yourself, I really want to grow my business. Well, do you know how to do those things? And don't worry, we're going to cover that tonight. Secondary business centers, but Christina already touched on that, how important it is to start stacking your business centers. Advanced placement, we're going to talk about that tonight if you're a little bit confused on that. I know at first I didn't quite understand it. Elite goal setting, Christina also touched on this. And then carryover volume focus. Carryover volume is really interesting. It's kind of like this piggy bank, this virtual piggy bank that I like to talk about all the time with my team, and I'll be covering that tonight as well. But these are the things that you could start to say to yourself, okay, what can I shoot for? What are the actions that I should be focusing on every single day in my business that will move the ball forward? All right, take it away, Chris.
It's Becky's turn. Becky, you give me the cues when to move.
I'm like, I can't get off mute. Hey guys. Okay, so we're gonna make this, I'm a very short and to the point person, so I'm going to go through this and really, we described the vision, right? Amy talked about creating those or really focusing on those things that would really enhance your life, right? And when I signed up as a coach, I wanted to earn $50 a week. That was my goal, because if I could just cover that Costco bill, that $200 a month in diapers and other baby stuff that I was buying at that time, that alleviated a lot of pressure. So having that clear set vision of what you want to accomplish really sets the pace. So the next thing you need to do is know how you're going to make the money. And Monica just touched on that. It's not just money that's appearing in your bank account. You need to educate yourself on this comp plan, know where to find the information, and refer back to it. I said this at Super Saturday. I didn't have all these trainings like we have right now. When I started, I actually referred to the comp plan for everything. How to hit emerald, I looked at the comp plan. I wanted to know how to hit diamond. I looked at the comp plan. I wanted to understand cycle bonus. Actually, I had to figure it out on my own because I didn't have anybody to teach it to me. So knowing where to find it and then just doing a search feature and looking for the information is going to help you be resourceful and also be the CEO. Put your CEO hat on and educate yourself on what you need to do in order to hit your goals. You can move forward. Okay, so like I mentioned, when I first started, I wanted to make $50 a week. And, you know, at that point, it was just me. I didn't have a team. I didn't have really much going, except that I was an advocate of the products. And I was really, really excited to have other people join me in doing P90X and Insanity. And I didn't even know Shakeology back then, honestly. So I couldn't even sell that at the beginning. I could only sell the fitness products. But I did realize that if I sold 2 P90Xs or an Insanity and a P90X every week, then I would be hitting my goals. So the 25% commission. Now, guys, I get it. Success Club is super important, and we all know that it is the building block for this business. For a lot of us, all of us are adamant on hitting Success Club. But if you are not maybe you're not proficient in selling challenge packs just yet, focus on selling all the amazing other products that we have in our catalog. If you have someone that is a CrossFitter or a runner, or maybe they like to mountain bike, or they like to do other kinds of fitness, sell them Energize. You're making 25% commission on everything in our catalog, and we have so much to offer. So, you know, get familiar with the products and then sell them. The apparel, 10% commission's a little bit less, but look at the challenge packs. And this depends, right? This is an average, because if the challenge pack is on sale, obviously the commission rate goes down. But with the challenge packs, you're making 33%. The customer's getting the discount plus a bundle. You're getting Success Club points and higher commission. It's the way to go, and it really is the complete deal for the customer. It's giving them everything they need to get a full experience with our products. Now, the next thing is cycle bonus, and Monica will break down how to make these calculations. But again, we want to open your eyes to the possibilities. I wanted you to see the caps, right, at each rank. So as an Emerald coach, let's say you want to make $1,000 a month with Beachbody. You can, as an Emerald coach, if you are doing those critical activities as hitting Success Club, creating more advocates on your team who are also hitting Success Club, who is also out there in the trenches moving the business forward, you can make $250 a week, guys. $250 a week. That's not pocket change. That is amazing. As a diamond, $2,000 a week. Now, this is a team sport. You can't hit these kind of numbers on your own. I've seen people try to do this and they fail. It does not work. You have to go out there, find people who love this business as much as you do and are willing to do the work. And it's all a trickle effect. The more you invite, the more you get out there, the more you lead, the more you duplicate, it all starts to move away. And then these kind of numbers become a reality. And I will say that early, like about 6 months into the business was when I was hit with the aha moment on the earning opportunity. I had seen this chart, but it's just numbers on paper, right? You don't really know anybody that's doing it, especially when you're 6 months into the business. And my adopted sponsor, Jason Diebold, posted his income in one group, I don't know where, and I almost fell out of my chair. He said that he was making $15,000 a week, and I was like, say what? I was like, what? Come again? I was like, I want that. That's it. That's what's possible. That's all I needed to know. That's what was possible. I wasn't sure how I was gonna do it, but it was, now my mind had filled with all these dreams and visions, and I knew that I was in the right place. So I hope that seeing Christina's numbers and seeing the opportunity at each star diamond rank, and from emerald all the way to star diamond, that you realize that the earning opportunity here is real. If you decide to show up, be consistent, develop your leadership skills, and teach other people how to create this business for themselves. Okay, more subscriptions. You have BOD. I was talking with a new coach today, and I told her, if you're having trouble selling challenge packs, then get them on BOD, because there's so much value there. And look, I started as a P90X customer, guys. I wasn't drinking Shakeology. Then I bought Insanity. I wasn't drinking Shakeology. I was shocked by the ticket price. Okay, this was how many years ago? 8 years ago. Yeah, 8 years ago. I was not ready to make that investment, but I was investing in my fitness. So get people to invest on their fitness. The better they feel, the more they're going to see the value. Plus, they're going to hear Shakeology and the terms, and they're going to see how you're feeling. They will upgrade at some point. But if you're just cutting them off because you don't want them to just get BOD, it's really a limiting potential for you. So get them on BOD. You're getting these amazing subscriptions and these bonus points, which is going to help you create that initial income to help you stay motivated and excited to continue working the business. Okay, matching bonus. So this is harder to explain, but okay, so when you start advancing your business, you're determined to create leaders on your team, and you have people that are rocking and rolling. So you at Ruby and above, you're tapping into another earning income. You're actually able to create 5% as a Ruby, 10% off of what your coaches. So whatever my sister earns in cycle bonus, I earn 10% of that. Okay, so this is the only income source in Beachbody that is not capped. I showed you the caps on cycle bonus, $250 a week as an Emerald coach. There is no cap on matching. So the more leaders you create on your team that are earning a lot of money, that are cycling, and you have a lot of leadership, you're earning 10% off of all that. So imagine if you have 5 10-star diamonds that are earning $12,000 in cycle every week, you're getting $1,200 off 5 people. You're earning that. You're not just getting that. You're earning that off your leaders. So this is an amazing opportunity, but again, you have to step into a leadership role and help your downline advance. Leadership bonuses. My sister touched upon this. Again, this is a bonus. This is an added plus. This is icing on the cake. Here you'll see this is an example of a 15-star bonus that I earned a few years back. You, as a 2-star diamond, you have the potential. And remember that this varies per quarter. So basically, the company takes the pot of money earned in a quarter, and then they divvy it up between 2-star, 5-star, 10-star, and 15-star diamond coaches. You have to earn this. You have to hold your rank for 6 weeks within a quarter in order to be eligible to earn this bonus. But this is another eye-opening. I mean, when I saw this, I was like, well, okay, this is something else that we need to go, make happen. This is, again, celebrating leadership. You can't do this on your own. So this is showing you that there is much more out there for you. Once you decide to show up for your business, learn how to make these numbers work for you, and get your team on board also, because you can't do it without them. And again, the income disclaimer. Okay, guys, so real quick, goal setting has always been like a big topic for me. Like, I started initially, I mentioned it, $50 a week. It was very crystal clear right at the beginning. Once I earned that, I kept on adding to that and expanding, you know, what I wanted, and really testing the limits and the boundaries, and it kept me pushing forward throughout my business. And to me, setting goals for a business is the same as going on a road trip. So last year, my family and I, in 2017, we went on my dream road trip of the West Coast of the United States. And the questions I have for you, and this is how they are the same. We have a starting point and an ending point. Now, would you go on a dream road trip not knowing when you're leaving or how you're going to get there? Are you driving? Are you flying? Are you on a train, on a boat? Do you know how many days you're going to be at each stop? Do you know how you're going to get back home? This is the same as your business. You cannot just go open a business and not know what you want to accomplish, how much time you're giving yourself to accomplish it. The tasks in between vary, but even though in Beachbody they're pretty simple, you invite, you hit Success Club, you help your coaches do the same thing, but it is a navigation system for you. And if you're not clear on what you want, you're pretty much standing still. So today, I want you to start thinking about, these are basic goals for new coaches, but things that you have to start thinking about. I mean, day one of the month, how many people will you help this month and by what date? Write down your date so that it's non-negotiable, so that you feel accountable to yourself to push forward. How much do you want to earn on a weekly basis? And then break that down. When I wanted the $50, I knew I had to make 2 sales. That meant I had to talk to a lot of people, because, you know, not everyone is going to buy from you, but it gave me a clear roadmap of what I needed to get done. When do you want to advance by? Okay, if you want to hit emerald, you want to hit diamond, don't just say by someday, because someday is any day and it'll probably never come. Do you want it by next month? Write it down and then develop a plan. I want Amy joins me back in 2012. She was like the first person that actually had a diamond plan. She had a little post-it and she wrote out all the people, and I was like, holy shit, she has a plan. I was like, yes. And that's where the diamond plan was born. Okay, so she knew she wanted to hit it in 89 days because she wanted to go to Disney World and take her kids to Disney. And she knew who she was going to bring on to her team. It was clear. It was concise. She had a date. She had a plan. And she made it happen because it kept her accountable to herself and to her goal of taking her kids to Disney. How many people are you going to bring onto your team, or how many people are you going to bless with the opportunity this month? That has to align with your advancement goal, because if you want to hit diamond by next month and you're saying that you're going to add 1 coach this month, there's a gap there. Okay, so you need to have a very clear vision of what the amount of work that you need to put in order to execute these goals. How many challenge groups will you start? I always recommend 2 for new coaches, so that you have a lot of advertising going on and you have movement. What are your fitness goals? We are a fitness company. We have to start with ourselves. We have to lead ourselves first. So what program are you doing? Are you showing up? Are you following the schedule? Are you following the nutrition plan? Are you talking to people about it? And then, of course, personal development, which is very important to keep your head strong and your heart driven, and to keep you really focused on what needs to be done on a monthly basis. Next. And then big picture. These are really important. I actually got this from Jeremy Red, who used to work for corporate a while back, and him and I had a real good connection. Like, I understood how he saw a vision and how to break it down into steps. So I usually do these. You could do them per Beachbody event. So you have the Success Club trip, you have Summit, Leadership, and then end of year. You could do 4 different areas that you want to look at, or these three? So now, since end of year is so close, what do you want your income to be like by end of year? And be realistic, but also push yourself. In order to hit that income, you have to know what your rank is going to be. You have to know how many people you have on your team that are pushing, how many people are looking to advance, so that you can focus on them. And then your pipeline. If you want to be 5-star, but you don't have the people to be 5-star, then this gives you a very clear picture that you need to recruit more. Where do you want to be by Summit next year? It's the same idea, but this really gets you looking into your organization. It gets you to focus on maybe the gaps. Maybe you're not recruiting enough. Maybe you don't have a clear vision for income. Maybe you just aren't pushing yourself hard enough, and maybe you're being too conservative. But knowing this allows you to really open your eyes to what you're pushing for and how to get there. And the one thing I want to say about goals, before I think this is my last slide, is a lot of people are afraid to set goals because they're afraid to fail on the goal. I think you should look at it as you should be afraid not to set the goal, because you're really wasting time and standing still instead of pushing yourself to do a little bit more, to be a little bit more, and accomplish a little bit more. Because if you set the diamond goal and you fall short, you still did a lot more in activity and consistency and in what you need to do in order to push to the next level. Whereas if you're just scared, you're really not accomplishing much. So set those goals, write down what you're looking to accomplish. You know, we are, how many days away from end of month? 10 days. There's still time to rewrite your goals, to really get concise, and then to push forward. Now, with a goal setting, I mentioned it, you know, commission was obviously how I started my business. Like, I needed to get the ball rolling. Our job is to create advocates. I couldn't have created coaches on my team if I didn't have advocates. And that shows, I mean, the perfect example case study would be my sister. I mean, she signed up. She actually bought Shakeology. She loved Shakeology, and then she converted to coach because she loved Shakeology. It doesn't matter that she only wanted the discount to start. It was an advocate was created, and that's what we need to do through commission sales. So what this chart is showing you is how heavy in commission my business was at the beginning. Well, I really showed it in cycle bonus, but I didn't cycle at all at the beginning. And then you could see how in 2011, I had been hitting Success Club consistently, how a team had started to grow, cycle bonus started to grow. The next year it doubled. In 2013, you can see that our team started to grow. We had leaders sprouting. We had other people in the downline that were hitting Success Club. So the focus was not so heavy driven on commissions. I was hitting Success Club 10, but I wasn't killing myself to earn. You would have to really literally kill yourself to earn this amount of money in commissions only. It's virtually impossible. And Monica will talk about that. But you can see how in the creation of a team, in the development of leadership, not only in myself, but in our downline, Christina's downline, my downline, Amy's downline, Midney's downline, things started to shift, and my income shifted from, you know, heavy commission to mainly cycle bonus. And that's where the long-term sustainable income is going to be. And again, I've said it like 20 times. You can only do this through leadership. You can't do this alone, and you cannot expect someone else to handhold you through this business. You have to learn this stuff. You have to show up, and you have to do the work for yourself.
Boom. Monica.
Boom. Okay, that brings me right into what I'm going to share with you guys tonight. And one thing that's everything you've heard from Christina and Becky, right? Everything you've heard from Amy. There's one mindset shift that has to happen right away if it has not happened yet. And that's the mind shift from retail to team cycle bonuses. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, we all start at zero, right? We all start with a business that has no coaches on it, right? First and foremost, we're getting out there and we're trying to make a name for ourselves. We're trying to build a reputation. We're trying to go out there and show that we're a product of the product. But as you start to do that, your number one focus is to make that shift into starting to build a team. Because all those numbers you heard, that income, all the things that this business can bring, like Becky has said over and over and over, it is not a one-man army job. There's no way. So Christina, go ahead and click. I want to give you guys an idea of what that would look like. Let's say you want to make $500 a week in this business, right? That would be fantastic. If we put that out into challenge packs, retail-wise, you by yourself, you're talking about 10 challenge packs a week that you would have to get out there and sell. That's 40 people a month, okay? 40 people a month. Now, some of us are still struggling to hit Success Club 5, so think about that. I mean, if you want to get out there and see that income, but not have to take on that burden, and you may be doing this part-time right now, you don't even have the time, the ability to reach that amount of people, to hit those numbers. Think about why it is so crucial to get out there and start building an army of people who believe in Beachbody just like you do, who are advocates like Becky explained, who are products of the products, and who are out there, helping to fight what is it? I just got like a blank right now. What is our to help people live healthy and fulfilling lives? I just had like a whole brain fart right there. But you get what I'm saying. It's people that believe in it like you believe in it, and starting to build your tribe and your team. But trying to do this all on your own is going to equal burnout, bottom line. And when you start to get into burnout mode, that is when a lot of things start to happen. You start to get angry with the business. You start to get in desperation mode. You start to get into this place of, I'm working, and what I'm getting back is not exactly, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. So I wanted you guys to understand, in the beginning, we all start with the most, 100% of our income is in retail, right? Retail is also in the business known as PV, personal volume. Personal volume is anything you personally buy or you sell. You help people with products and programs and challenge packs and whatnot. That all equals PV. But when you start to make that transition into now saying, okay, I'm building a team, you have the ability to build what's called TV. TV is team volume. And those bonuses will start to kick in once you're an Emerald. And when you get to a place where you're seeing that income, that the income that you dreamed of, you're going to realize that it's about 98% of your total income is coming from that residual income, from that team volume bonuses. Okay, so I use this graph for you guys to see that it kind of does this in the beginning, but everybody starts with heavy retail. All right, so next slide. So let's talk about that real quick. Let's break down what those team volume bonuses look like. Well, when you're an Emerald, each cycle, and bear with me, I'll explain what a cycle is in a second. Each cycle is $14 as an Emerald, okay? When you advance to Ruby, now each cycle is $16. And when you then advance your business to Diamond and Star Diamond, then you're capping at $18 a cycle, right? It doesn't go more than 18. Okay, so how do you earn a cycle? Well, you guys know we work on a binary system, right? We have a left leg and a right leg. Click for me, Christina. A cycle is every time the right leg and the left leg hit a ratio of 200 to 100. Now, it could be the left leg has 100 and the right leg has 200, or it could be the other way around, 200 on the left leg, 100. It doesn't matter, but it's whenever you hit that ratio on each leg, you then cash out in a bonus. That bonus depends on what your rank is. Now, I know you're saying 14, 16, 18 bucks doesn't seem like a big deal, but it compounds. As you start to build, and like Christina said in the very beginning, we are not capped at only 3 levels. It continues to grow and grow and grow. And as your coaches start sponsoring coaches, and there's names on your list that you don't even know, you're like, this is fantastic. All of that, every single time it hits a 200 to 100 ratio, you are earning. And that's really important. So let's click to the next one. All right. I want to show you guys in your back office where to find your volume. Now you're going to go under Monitor My Business. Then you're going to hit your Team Volume button under Compensation. And then it's going to give you a breakdown of what your volume looks like. Now, I want you to ignore for a second carryover volume, and let's look at current week volume, team volume. This coach here has 1,036 on the left leg, and on the right leg has 218. Now, we just talked about that 200 to 100 ratio. Real quick, I can't see the comment section, but if you know how many cycles this coach earned that week, post it in the comment section. And I can't see. Okay, two. And why is that? Because again, the right leg has 200, right? So the 100 is going to come out of that right leg twice, and that person is going to be left with 18 points, 18 team volume points on the right, and then deduct 400 from the other side, right? Because that you take out 200 2 times, 400. And then that's what now the person will have earned 2 cycle bonuses, which depending on this person's rank, let's say they're diamond, that's 18 times 2, that's $32 for that week. Is that right? 18 and 18 is 32? Sorry, I failed math. Yeah. Okay, so that's how that person earned $32 in that week off of this volume here. Okay, click, Chris. I broke that down for you here so you can see how I did that. Okay, a good visual of how you earn that. Now, what I want to point out next is carryover. A lot of coaches don't understand carryover, and this is really important. You know how you become a coach and you go through our new coach training, and you constantly hear your first 2 goals is to hit Success Club and advance to Emerald. Advancing to Emerald is so crucial because you're going to get what's called I call it the carryover piggy bank. You're going to be able to unlock carryover. Now, what does that mean? This coach, remember how I said $18, 18 points carries over on the right leg, right? And on the left leg, 636 points are left over once you take away that 400. Well, until you're an Emerald, every week, all of this volume washes away to 0 because you haven't cashed out. When you're an Emerald, all of a sudden you get kind of like this virtual, you kind of get this virtual piggy bank. I'm sorry. No, wait, Chris, I just saw your text, but I got that. Okay, you get this virtual piggy bank once you're an Emerald, and once you're an Emerald, now all that volume starts to stack in that piggy bank. Means it gets saved there until you're ready to hit that 200-100 ratio. So let's say, for example, right now, this coach on the right leg hasn't sponsored anybody, but on the left leg, they have it in common with their coach, with their sponsoring coach. If that number starts to grow and grow and grow and grow, and then they finally start recruiting and bringing in new coaches onto that right leg, it'll start, whatever that was on the left leg stays there, and they'll start to cash out, which is what we call building our weak leg, right? Now, when you're an Emerald, if you drop back down to coach, guess what? It still stays there. You don't lose it. The only time you lose it is when you go inactive. So that's why your coaches are constantly telling you, watch your volume, make sure you do not go inactive, because we have so many coaches that have thousands upon thousands of points, so much money sitting there ready to be cashed out eventually, right? When they're ready, when they build that weak leg, and because they went inactive, everything got washed away to 0. So that's really important for you to understand. But it's really important to also understand why it's crucial to hit Emerald as soon as possible, because you'll get your virtual piggy bank and start to get that carryover volume. Go ahead and click, Chris. All right, and then I just talked about that. And next, it's you. You're up. Amy.
Nope.
I'm like rushing this because I know we're like really tight on time.
It is Amy's turn.
Sorry, I was looking for the unmute button. Okay, so we're going to just share something. We're not going to go through it a lot. We're going to go through it quickly because basically we have a beautiful little link here for you to use. Chris, you want to fast forward? And what we'll show you really quickly in a second, this you may screenshot. You may screenshot this little slide.
Do you see, wait, hold on. Do you see that? Or what do you see right now?
You are in like if you're going to edit the slides.
Hold on 1 second. Because I think I was in the wrong, let me see.
It wants you, in a second, give them a second just to screenshot, and then we'll click on the actual link so we can show them how to use it. But these are the instructions, so that's why go ahead and screenshot this slide. And this is the URL that you can go to, the web address. And with this tool, you can, and this is a tool that, coaches created. This is not a corporate thing, so we do need to share that with you. And it's down here in the bottom. This is a coach-generated tool, not created by Team Beachbody. So if there's an error, you cannot blame corporate. Figure it out or let me know and I'll try and help you fix it. But this is a really cool tool because when I, hit diamond, that was awesome. When I realized that there was potential to create a full-time income with this, what did I do? Well, I'm going to do that, right? Now, I knew it wasn't going to happen overnight, but I needed, like Becky said, a map. I needed a roadmap to understand what I was doing, where I was going, how I was going to get there, how long it was going to take me to get from point A to point B, all that kind of information, right? So this gives you basically that roadmap. So, Chris, can you click on it? I tried to.
I don't know how to do it on this right now. Why can't I don't see it. I don't see the link.
There's something that he said we could click on. If not, you can just type it in tinyurl.com cycle calculator.
What is it?
tinyurl.com/cycle calculator.
Much easier. There we go.
Okay.
Can you see it?
And yeah, if you can zoom in, that would be awesome. So what I did is I plugged in the amount of money that I was going to need if I wanted to leave my full-time job. And, you know, I figured everything out because, you know, I was going to need less childcare, less gas. I was going to need, you know, this less, that less. Didn't need any more fancy wardrobe tights and closed-toed shoes. But I was excited to upgrade to Lululemons, right? So anyhow, you plug in this dollar amount that you're looking for. So you think about those goals that you set earlier, those visions that you set, and you can start small, you can start big, you can have a couple of different ones. I'm gonna get excited now because we're looking at Excel, yay! And this thing though, even if you're not Excel friendly, that's fine. We're gonna just plug in a couple things. So when we slide down a little bit, let's go to the one with dark blue, where it says team cycle bonus and weekly earning goal. So let's go ahead and put in $200 there. And since that's not an even number dividable, you know, by exactly 18, it's gonna be a little bit funny. But when you guys go into this for yourselves, you can play with it a little bit. I could do it on my computer and share my screen if you want.
You want to do that? I don't
Yeah,
know why.
1 second. Tiny URL dot. Everybody's gonna do good at memorizing the web address cycle calculator.
Yeah.
Let me see if it pulls up. Yes. Okay. Hold on. Let me turn off my messages before you all read my personal life. Okay. I got a Mac. My messages pop up while we're talking. And share screen. Okay. I got the keys to the Excel. So let's zoom in a little bit. Make it a little easier for you guys to see. Okay, let me check the screen. You guys can see my screen, yeah? Yeah. Okay, cool. So this is gonna tell you there's, you know, it basically breaks it down 2 different ways. It tells you if you have a strong leg, and I know some people have strong legs, some people don't. Either way, you are totally fine, but there's just gonna be 2 different ways to figure this out, okay? If you have a strong leg and you don't really need to worry about that volume, because it's building, building, building. But what you've got to do to maximize your cycle bonus is get that weak leg going. Then you want to know how much money, how much volume do I need to build on that weak leg in order for me to get to that dollar amount that I want to be earning per week, right? So your team cycle amounts, like Monica probably mentioned earlier, Emerald, you're earning $14 per cycle bonus. Ruby, you're earning $16 per cycle bonus. And Diamond, you're earning $18 per cycle bonus. Everybody, that's obviously one more reason why you want to get very quickly to Diamond, to maximize the amount that you're earning per cycle bonus. Now, I know it seems minimal at first, right? You're like, yeah, $14, $18, who cares, $4. But when you're cycling, you know, 100 times, that's a big difference, right? So you do want to make Diamond your first goal, and it gives you just that organization underneath you to really start creating this volume, right? So here we go. If you had, for example, on your strong leg 20,000 and you had 5,600 on your weak leg, even though you have so much on your strong leg, you have to just be able to see what you can cycle with your weak leg, because you have to divide this by 100. And it's going to tell you, okay, so you can cycle 56 times. So down here, it'll tell you with cycling 56 times, you're going to be at $1,008. That is exciting, right? So you can adjust this as needed. Obviously, you're going to have rollover here with your 20,000 because you're just not going to be cycling that much since your weak leg isn't maximizing yet. So that is all going to go into your rollover. So as you continue to build that weak leg, you're going to be able to start eventually, and that's what happened with me as I built and built and built on my weak leg, and Katie came in, and our awesome, amazing downline on that side came in. We were able to start. So if you've got this awesome rollover stack sitting there, don't think that you're never going to touch it. You look at that and say, I'm coming for you, baby. I'm coming. And here you go, and you stack that weak leg and be a smart investor, be a smart business owner, be a smart, like this is the time that you're spending. You better be doing it smart, right? So you stack that weak leg and you come after that rollover. And as this is rolling over every week, that's okay. That's going into your piggy bank and you're coming for it, okay? So don't think like, oh, I'll never get that. No, that's exciting. Be a tiger. That's your challenge, okay? So you can plug in numbers there and that'll help you. Again, I don't want to spend too much time here because this is just more of a cool tool that you guys can use. But with a center having equal legs, so that's where I'm at now, right? Because I was able to build that weak leg up, 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 and this is a cool spot to be in. So sometimes you feel like you're at a disadvantage when you're in an even leg situation. You are not, my friend. If you have even legs, it's really cool because you can build wherever you want. And this is going a little bit above and beyond, but that's okay. You can go wherever you want with placing your second business centers, with placing your spouse accounts, because no matter where you put, your volume is coming up. So this is a cool place. But for this, you're going to use this little thing. And we're just using a diamond calculation here because, you know what? Get there. This is what we're doing as business owners. We're getting to the space that we want to maximize our potential, get to diamond. So with the $18 per cycle bonus, what you're going to do is add your left leg and your right leg together. Okay? So here, if we had 10,000 on my left leg and 11,000 on my right leg, then I have 21,000 total, and I'm going to multiply that times 0.06, and if you just drop the numbers in here, it's really cool. It'll spit it out for you, and 1,260 will be your cycle bonus, okay? So to do that in reverse, I know that side sometimes, all of our brains work differently. If you get confused, it's okay. Don't say, this isn't for me, just say, how does my brain work, okay? So here, if I want to do it the opposite way, so this is how I started. I was, in a place that I said, okay, in order for me to stay home with my kids, I need to replace $60,000 in income. So what does that mean? Or maybe you have a specific goal. I want to earn $504. That's going to cover my car insurance, and my gas, okay? So 504, I know it's a funny number, but it's divisible by 18. Bear with me, OCDers. 504 divided by 18, that means you're going to need 28 cycles. This is probably the easier way for you to think about it when you're breaking down goals, because you can price out what is it that you want. And, I'm listening to that book right now, You're a Badass at Making Money. And one of the things she tells you is go price out what it is that you want. So for me, it was very easy because I knew I wanted to come home, and this is the amount that I need to be able to stay home. After that, this is the amount that I need for the tuition for the kids, on top of the amount it cost me to stay home and run the house. And this is the amount that I need. So that's always come very naturally to me, to price things out. If it's an awesome vacation that you want to do, guys, plan out the vacation. And I have my daughter do this all the time, because do your kids love to go on YouTube and find like the world's coolest hotels? And there's like an igloo in Iceland. My daughter found it. And I said, okay. And of course, a lot of our parents might have told us, oh, you can't do that. No, you can. And that's what I want to teach my kids. And that's what I want to teach all my teen kids too. You can do it. Figure it out though. Okay, Google that hotel. How much does it cost per night? What does your airfare cost there? How much do you need to spend on luggage? Price out your dreams, guys, because that makes it very tangible. Go test drive the car that you want. Call up the babysitter and ask her how much for date night. Like, guys, breaking this down makes it real. And when you make it real, then you can say, okay, I need $504. Oh, this was per week. Apparently I was driving something really cool. $504 per week would give me $2,000 per month. So anyhow, divided by 18 is 28. So this tells me if I'm with a weak leg and a strong leg that I need 2,800 team volume on my weak leg and 5,600 team volume on my right leg, or my strong leg. So remember, this is team volume. This isn't just you. I know these numbers are big and they might be like, oof, a little intimidating. The first time that this was broken down for me, it was like I had 90 PV. That's maybe where you are. I have 90 on my left leg and 300 on my right leg, right? And you're like, yeah, you're talking about 2,800 and 5,600. Are you kidding? But guys, understand that this is team. So when I start thinking about this in this way, no, it's not going to happen overnight. But I know if I keep adding a coach and that coach adds 2 coaches and that coach adds 2 coaches, guys, what Christina said in the beginning, and I'm going to mess it up, it's a lot of people doing a lot of little things or something. That's exactly what this is. But that's not going to happen if you check out. That's not going to happen if you quit drinking your shake. It's not going to happen if you close your storefront every 2 months when you get depressed. Do some personal development, stick to it, price out your goals, and go all in. Like, just do it, guys. It's here, I'm telling you. So if you want to break this down a little bit further, and I did because I wanted this, right? Total Shakeologies. If I know on my weak leg I need 2,800 and on my strong leg I need 5,600, what does that mean, business owner? Shakeology is 90 PV, right? And that's, we have so many more products now, but back in the day, that was it. That was the product that we had. So I divided these numbers by 90. That means on my weak leg, I need 31 Shakeology orders per month and 62 Shakeology orders, per week on these particular legs. Again, can be overwhelming, can also be very enticing. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get this person. They're going to get this person. We're all going to do this awesome thing together. We're going to rally. How much fun. What a cool experience to make a community who all want to get better. And by doing that, I'm going to achieve these goals and these numbers. Okay? I'm going to stop sharing this screen. So I created that. Sorry, Bex. So I created that little spreadsheet that you guys, if you screenshotted that last slide, there's instructions on how to download it to your own computer so that you can edit and use it for yourself. If you have any issues with it, feel free to message me. Better try first because I'll call you out if you don't try. But go in there and use this tool for yourself. Price out your dreams, price out your goals, price out what it's going to take for you to achieve those things that you thought about in the beginning and move from there. This is your roadmap, and this is what's going to take you from where you are tonight to where you want to be. Put a timeline on it, and now you know how. It's not going to happen easy, but you can do it.
All right. Thank you, Amy. That's an awesome tool, and I hope everybody took a screenshot. I know there was a lot of people in the document, so they were already following along with you. All right. Now what I want everybody to do, because we are running over time, and I'm going to power through this real fast. I need you to go to your upper right-hand corner, and I need you to click on Speaker View, so that I am the person that you are seeing on your screen. And I'm going to go through this real fast, but it's an important, now the teacher's standing up. I'm wearing pajama pants. Don't judge, but I need to be comfortable to do this. Here we go. All right, you guys. This is an important part where I'm going to talk about placement of coaches and then advanced placement of coaches with the side note of why secondary business centers are so important. So I have my whiteboard here. So if you guys don't know yet, this is how you achieve Emerald, right? So if you go into your back office, you see yourself up at the top. In order to achieve Emerald, you need to sponsor a coach. I'm going to put a C right here and a C right here. Both of those coaches have to be active in order for you to advance to Emerald. Active means at least 50 personal volume points. Shakeology is 90, so that's what we want. Ideally, you want all your coaches drinking Shakeology, drinking Energize, eating the bars, right? Doing what we do to be product of the product, enjoying our very, very high quality products every single day. To advance to diamond, right, you need to sponsor 4 coaches on each leg, right? So I'm going to put a coach here, coach here, 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 and here, right? So this would be what you need to do in order to advance to diamond. You need to sponsor 4 active coaches on your left leg, 4 active coaches on your right leg. Now, in order to advance to diamond, 2 of your coaches, one on the left and one on the right, need to advance to emerald, right? So now this coach right here is an emerald coach, and this coach right here is an emerald coach. That gives you a diamond organization, which then maximizes to the highest possible pay rank of Team Cycle bonuses, which you just learned is $18. That is why we keep stressing you guys to not be fearful of sponsoring coaches. Bless people with this opportunity. Get yourself to diamond so you can worry about maximizing your income and Team Cycle bonuses, learning how to advance place coaches, which I'm kind of going to show you right now how to do that, so that you can earn the most available income to you on a weekly basis, right? I tell my coaches all the time, I'm very honest. The moment that you have volume over here and you have volume over here, whether it's because you're sponsoring or your sponsor is sponsoring, or however the downline is shaping up, the moment you drop from diamond to emerald or coach, your income kind of just flies away, right? So you want to stay diamond. That's why, and you know, what a great example when Amy showed her screen share. What I was looking at her tabs, I was being nosy. One of them said, sponsorship drill down. I know I'm in my sponsorship drill down every single day, multiple times a day. I know what she's doing. She's checking to see, you know, what's happening in her downline. If any of her coaches are going to be inactive. I messaged one of my coaches today. I said, hey, you're about to drop inactive. And guess what? What Monica explains. This coach is on Danny's weak leg all the way at the top with thousands of carryover volume points that would have wiped away had I not messaged her, had she not known this. So it's very important that you stay on top of this. It's not stressful. It's running a business, running an operational business that makes you money, that makes your family money. All right, so here you go. This is a diamond organization. Now, the $1 million question that we get all the time, and yes, I'm talking super fast, bear with me, is where do I place my husband? Where do I place my wife? Where do I place my partner or boyfriend, girlfriend, sister, brother? I can argue until I'm blue in the face that I'm going to call it the spouse account. It could be any family member, but the spouse account should be on the strong leg, and I could argue in the same respect that it should be on the left leg. That is something that you should discuss with someone that's been building the business, your upline sponsor, myself, Amy, Monica, Becky, whoever it is, whoever the leader is in your organization, to determine in your position, with your goals, what is the best place for a sponsor, for the spouse account. I use that term loosely. What is cool about this business is once you achieve diamond and you have a coach on one leg achieve diamond, right? So this coach now has achieved diamond, and now this coach has achieved diamond. You are now a 2-star diamond coach. At the 2-star diamond level, right? You need a diamond on one leg and a diamond on the other leg. You can now open what we refer to as a secondary business center. You hear the term CBC, that's Coach Business Center. Now you can open number 2. What does that mean? That means that you can sponsor yourself again yourself. Like, let me repeat that again. That means here I am, right? KD, Cristina Delgado, when I achieve 2-star, I get to sponsor me into the business. How friggin' fantastic is that, right? And guess what? I get to choose where that coach goes, right? So in my business, if it made sense, I could put myself down here, right? K2. And then I could here start building there. Or maybe it makes sense that my spouse is right here, right? And he's an emerald or a diamond, that I place that secondary center on his weak leg, right? I can put it right there. And now what am I doing? Now I'm earning an income not only on the outside of the binary system, right? The left and right leg, but now I'm also earning an income here, here, and here, right? And that's what we refer to as advanced placement. Now I can't go into how you do this in the back office. This is something that you should talk to your sponsor about. But basically, you can place coaches wherever you'd like. But when I say that, I need you to pay attention. At the very beginning of your business, you don't want to do this, right? You don't want to place coaches on the inside. You always want to stay on the outside of what we refer to the binary system, the right and left leg. As you grow, as your income starts to grow, there becomes a point where it starts to make sense to advanced place coaches. That's when you take that step. And that's something that you should be aware of. Why? And I call it the double, triple, quadruple dip. You always want to ask yourself one question when you're sponsoring a coach. Where can I earn the most money off of the sponsorship and future organization of this one coach? I ask myself that question every time I sponsor a coach, right? So I look at my organization, I said, okay, which one's my strong leg? Which one's my weak leg? Make the determination, okay, this coach is going to go on my weak leg. Now on my weak leg, how can I double or triple dip, right? So let's say my weak leg is my left. I have Danny's account here, right? I want to make income here, but I also want to make income here in Danny's account. So I can double dip by placing that new coach right here, and now I'm making an income here, and I'm making an income here. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I can't see the comments. This is something that is a little bit complicated to show this quickly. There's a few videos on YouTube that are really good at explaining this, but ask yourself the double, triple dip question. Where can I double and triple dip off the sponsorship of this coach? Now understand, and I'm going to drop this, and you're going to have to simmer on this, right? It might not click, especially if you're a brand new coach right now. You can, once you have a secondary business center, you can still sponsor coaches in your first business center, right? You don't have to immediately switch gears and only sponsor coaches in your second business center. So guess what? If I have, let's say, Danny's Center here, right? And I can start placing coaches from my first CBC in Danny's weak leg, right? I can keep placing coaches here. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Amy, Monica, Becky, does that make sense? Okay, so you can toggle, right? You can decide, do I want this coach in my first business center? Do I want this coach in my second business center? Where do I want to place this coach? All of that gives you income growing power. And that's why it's so important to understand this stuff. Did I understand this stuff when I first signed up? No. But what I did do was make it my job to understand how to maximize the comp plan once I started seeing those paychecks come in, right? And I didn't do this for a long time, and I wish I would have done it sooner. That's why I think it's important that everybody pay attention to this. Because had I taken the step to learn the compensation plan sooner, Amy hit the nail on the head when she said some people will say, you know what, this is over my head, or I'm not a numbers person, so I'm not going to pay attention. I'm just going to kind of do my thing. That was me for a while. And when I said, oh my gosh, like I'm starting to see these $200 paychecks hit my bank account. How do I get more of that? What I did was I started learning the compensation plan. I started asking questions. Like Becky did, I started looking at the comp plan. I started reading. I started understanding team cycle bonus. Okay, well, if I want this and I have to do this, and if I want it to grow exponentially, well, guess what? It's not about me anymore. How can I become a better leader, right? And becoming a better leader it entails learning how to maximize the compensation plan. And to me now, and I hope that you guys get to this point, it's fun, right? To understand how to maximize it and how can I like place this coach in such a cool position that now I'm earning in my fourth center, third center, second, and in my first. Like, how crazy is that? Be excited about the opportunity that you have in front of you guys, because it's crazy. And I could probably do an hour on advanced placement, depending on where you're actually located in the downline and all that stuff. But I just wanted to show you quickly what it means to have a diamond account, and then what can happen in the future once you get to 2-star, and then the beauty of advanced placement and how to maximize the compensation plan in that respect. So now I'm going to share the screen one more time. I'm coming back into Keynote. I'm going to play this. We're going to go here. So quickly, I talked about advanced placement. The leadership bonus pool means you're advancing 2, 5, 10, or 15-star. And understand that you have to hold that rank per quarter in order to achieve those bonuses. So like, you can't just hit 10-star for a day and then get the bonus. You have to hold the 10-star rank, paid 10-star rank, to achieve the 10-star bonus for 6 weeks out of every single quarter, right? I know all these dates in my head. I know when a quarter starts, when a quarter ends, what I have to do, and everything in order to achieve the leadership bonus pool that I'm entitled to for that quarter. And then understand the elite coach bonus plays a role in income. It's not everything. What I think is important about elite, even if you don't achieve it, right? Like, yes, it's cool to hit elite and you get all the perks and the jacket and the thing and all that. That's fun. But it's the elite activities are what matter, right? The hitting Success Club, the coaches hitting Success Club, you advancing in rank. Those are the activities that are going to grow your income. All right, Amy, if you want, you can break down quickly the leadership ladder and how that plays a role. I'm going to run to the restroom, okay?
Bathroom break for Chris, and I'll tap in really quickly. So guys, this is all in your online office, but this is another great tool in addition to Rank that really just helps solidify and make sure that as you're building, you're not just building an empty organization. And I say that because at first I built a very empty organization with my mother's and my sister's and my brother's cousin's girlfriend, because I was very focused on hitting diamond. That's fine, and it's sometimes it's necessary to just push to those goals when you're really going after something. But at the same time too, this is a really great systems check for you to come in and make sure that you are creating something that is sustainable, that is growing in a direction that is going to be conducive to your long-term goals, and that's just a really well-rounded business, right? And this is basically a systems check where you can come in and say, okay, yes, I'm hitting this category. Yes, I'm hitting in this category. This one, check. Oh, I'm missing in this category, and how can I get this category up higher? So again, it's just creating that all-round, sustainable, long-term, very balanced, thriving business. That's what we want here, right? So there's 4 or 5 different categories here that are listed. And again, these are in the online office. But there's all these different categories here. So again, it's taking a little look at all these different spaces of your business. So it's not just one thing, it's a whole all-round perfect 10 in all the systems, right? So monthly earnings, this is your commission combined, everything added up together, retail, subscriptions, matching bonus, cycle bonus, all of it combined. For business starter, obviously very minimal because it's a business starter, $100 per month. Now, all of these, and it goes up from there, all of these are going to be with a minimum of Success Club 5. Why is that? Because it is the vital activity that you need to be making sure, whether Christina is in month, 555 or month 5. Or Becky's been doing this for such a long time, but every single month, Success Club is a non-negotiable, because every single month you are showing up and doing your at least 3 new people getting started. And they made it even easier when they gave us, the exception that we can revive our old customers who haven't been active in the last 6 months and use that. We're awarded Success Club points, guys. So get back, if you've been here for a while, get back into that online office and dig into your customers, re-engage with them. There's no reason why we can't do this every single month, right? So this is a minimum for your business, is Success Club 5. Now, depending on the different levels, you'll have a different paid rank. So obviously with Business Starter, it's a coach. Team Builder, you're an Emerald or Ruby. Team Leader, you're going to be at least a Diamond. Organizational Leader, 2 to 4-star Diamond. And Executive, 5 to 15. Now, PS with 1 or more Success Club points. Just to clarify, this doesn't mean that and PS means personally sponsored. This doesn't mean your personally sponsored coaches need to have necessarily earned Success Club. That is our goal. We definitely want for that to happen. But for this purposes, for the leadership ladder, they just have to have 1 point on the board. That's it. So basically that means that they are engaging with getting new clients and or coaches. So at the Team Builder level, you have to have at least 2 personally sponsored coaches with at least 1 point on the board. Team Leader, you're going to have 4. Organization Leader, 6. Executive Leader, at least 8. For your monthly week leg team volume. Now again, this is where it's taking everything into consideration. It's not just Success Club. It's not just rank. It's also taking into consideration your week leg volume, which is your income driver. Those of you with equal legs, again, that's fine. You're going to have to get both those legs up. So one of them, is going to have to supersede the other at some point, but your monthly week leg minimum is going to have to be at least 200 for your Team Builder. And remember, the higher it goes, the higher your income is. Team Leader, now this is a big jump, right? And a lot of times this is where my leaders will get stuck because this is a big jump, but this is what we're working towards. And this is going to create that sustainable income for you. 200 is a Team Builder, 5,000 at Team Leader, Organization Leader, 15,000, and this is per month again. And then Executive Leader, 50,000. PS Team Leaders. So that means in addition to all these things that a team leader or an organizational leader has, you also have personally sponsored coaches, at least 2 at the organization level, who are meeting all these qualifications. And at the executive leader, will have at least 4 of these in your personally sponsored downline. So again, this is another system and that you should just keep an eye on, work towards, check in monthly, set a monthly goal for where you want to be, and make sure that you're going after it and monitoring each of these categories each month, because that is what we do as business owners. We're monitoring the progress and sustainability of our business and making improvements to where we need.
All righty. Amy, Monica, you want to bring us home real quick?
Let's do this, guys. Stretch. We're almost there. All right. Call to action. What can you walk away today and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do? Well, number 1, keep learning. If there's anything tonight that maybe boggled your brain or you weren't quite sure about, either listen to the replay or on that certain topic, use the Google machine. I'm telling you, there's so much training out there that back when we started, Christina, Becky, and I, Amy, it didn't exist. But today there's so many leaders within the network. There's also stuff in the back office. It's way more organized. Get out there and dig in. Okay, next, Success Club. We talked about that. Get out there and help people. Bottom line, recruiting new coaches to your team. I want to touch on something about this. We keep talking about coaches that bring coaches and coaches. Those are business builders, right? But I want to highlight how important it is to just have a lifer, a discount coach within your network. They still fill a spot. They still add volume to your business. And you have someone that is a spot that's not going anywhere. Stability. So get out there, and even if the person, don't get down on the fact that someone you recruited isn't personally moving in their business. That's quite all right, okay? Next, advance and rank and leadership ladder. So Amy just touched on that. And you, I hope by now, have filled out your fill in the blanks that Becky put out to help you, kind of roadmap your goals. Duplication, we talked about that as well. So whatever you're doing, let's voice that to your team also and create duplication within your team as you grow. Retention, that's also going to help keep retention, keep people around, because they're going to feel empowered by learning themselves and getting out there and doing the same things that you're doing and seeing the success you're seeing. Boosting your volume. Obviously, we're going to start to see the numbers rise when we do all these things. Recognition, my favorite part. You're going to get out there and get recognized for all your work, and make sure to have an eye for recognition within your team, whether it's a pant size, whether it's someone that got their first, $100 paycheck, whether it's someone that, recruited their first coach onto their team. Get out there and have an eye for recognition. Track your income. Remember, if you don't know where you're going, you're going to end up nowhere. You got to track and make sure that you're growing your business at a rate that it is towards your goals. And lastly, patience. Patience, because it's not going to happen overnight. But at the same time, what good comes easy? I want you to remember that. You're working on something that you have the audacity to expect to change your life. Give it the attention, the patience, and the work, the grit that it deserves. And I'll leave you guys there because there's this powerful quote that I'll let Christina bring us home with.
All right, you guys. It's been an amazing night. It is 10:15. We started at 8:30. We've got to jump off. But this quote really, truly represents this opportunity in the best way possible. It's amazing how people think 4 years is a long time to succeed in a network marketing business, but think it's all right to stay broke at a job for 40 years. This business requires patience, persistent patience, I like to call it, like Monica just said. But understand there's a process to it. And I would never in a million years expect to be blessed with the income that I have now, or these beautiful ladies to have the income that they have now, with something that would be easy to accomplish, or something that wouldn't require me to learn skills and adapt and change and hustle and sacrifice and do things out of the norm, like travel to summits and attend Super Saturdays and get together with my team and do things that make a difference. Like, I expect it to be a little bit difficult if I am going to not practice law anymore, if I'm not going to do the things that life had dictated for me, right? Waking up, going to work, seeing my kids right before bed, going to sleep, wake up, repeat. It's going to require time. It's going to require hustle. It's going to require patience. Learn this compensation plan, because I know everyone that's watching this right now and that will watch this loves Beachbody. You love what we do, right? You are a different person because you are a Beachbody coach. You're a different person because you're a Beachbody coach on Diesel Nation. Go out there and be bold in sharing this opportunity. Be bold in sharing our products. Stop living in fear about failure. Stop attaching yourself to an outcome that you aren't even sure is the outcome, right? Someone saying no to you. Someone saying, I'm not ready. It doesn't matter. Have genuine, loving, and compassionate conversations with people about how this changed your life, and you will see that that's going to start affecting your income in a big way as they start saying yes. You are the one standing in the way of your income. You are the one standing in the way of your rank advancements. Get out there and let's grow our incomes. Let's learn the compensation plan, and let's change a lot of lives in the process. Ladies, thank you. Love you. I'm about to stop share here. Like I said, you guys, please don't share this video. Don't download it. Don't share screenshots of it. I will share an unlisted link to this so you can share it with your Diesel Nation team members post this call. You guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Please give us the feedback in the group page. Love you guys. Let's go to bed. Tuesday, school started this week. I'm like, all right, you guys, talk to you later. Bye. Love you. Mwah.